Okay, I'm reloaded. And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
Okay, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. Dun, 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 dun. He-Man. Dun, dun,
That's what that is.
dun,
Okay.
dun, dun, dun.
It sounds familiar, but I was like, I don't know. I got too much, I don't know, 80s shit rolling around in my head. So yeah. I think we're frozen. Okay, so like I said, we go ahead and start this. Get out of there. Get out of that. We already started to a bad start.
All right.
Boom. Okay, we're here. All right. So, bienvenidos del nueves. Y me llamo Leroy, aka El Tigre, con mi amigo.
Okay. Well, and this is Eli, aka Sugar Wookie.
Okay. Eli, you messed up the vibe.
I don't know. I don't know Able. Sorry. I don't know what.
Between the two
All
of us,
I don't
I'd
know
be
what
one of
you
those
said. All
Spaniards.
I understood was Leroy.
No problem. Anybody that knows Spanish knows I fucked that up, so it don't really matter. Also, shout out to our third co-host, the AI. Gotta give a shout out to them.
All hail the Doombots.
All hail the Doombot. Okay. Also, Eli, this way the show goes to shit already. Because they had some big shit planned, and I know I'm gonna fuck it up, but that's okay. All right. So everybody knows that there's a big thing that happened this day, probably the biggest stream thing that will happen on TV.
America
all year.
being America.
America being America. America being more American than what they normally do.
Mhm.
So, and I think I screwed it up already, but that's okay. Oh, there it is.
Everyone
Hold on.
thinks Christmas is the biggest American holiday. No, it was this day.
It was the day. Yes, the day that we live in infamy. All right. Oh, Eli, we're playing. Okay. So, like I said, we are talking about the Super Bowl. What is this?
Is that Madden?
What year?
Is that a Madden cutscene?
Yeah.
It's just Madden. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can't play the game. So I'm playing the game. No, I'm not even streaming, Eli. I'm playing Xbox right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Watch this. I'm playing right now. So go ahead. All right. So like I said, we're talking about not Madden, Super Bowl. We're talking about the Super Bowl. A bunch of stuff that happened. So we had a show planned every year. We always plan around the trailers, because we always expect some trailers to drop, and we're gonna just spend all day talking about that, breaking it down, little minute stuff like this. What does this mean? Where's it gonna go with that? Guess what? No trailers drop worth anything talking about.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
really in our wheelhouse. I mean, maybe
So-
the Mando and Baby Yoda trailer dropped, but I was like, I didn't
Right.
care.
Supergirl trailer drop. I don't care. Whatever. Where's Marvel? That's what we care about. We don't care about shit else. Where's Marvel? So I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna give us one trailer, maybe Spider-Man, maybe Avengers, maybe have a breakdown, something like that, maybe a little teaser or some shit like that. Something. Give us something to nibble on. Nothing. So we had some whack ass commercials on the biggest event of the year. Eli, I don't know what the hell's going on. This is-
Yeah.
This is a sign of the times. I don't know. First off, I guess it was like a shit Super Bowl. Nobody gave a fuck about either one of these teams.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I'm going to throw it to Eli, because we're going to talk about some other stuff in here, but we're going to do sports commentary, because I'll be honest with you, now that the Super Bowl is over with, I want to say I am so thankful that this shit is over with. I don't have to pretend to like football anymore, pretend to talk about football anymore.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
it's a nerd podcast.
you're one of those nerds, aren't you?
I know, Eli, I know I'm perpetuating stereotypes. I know that. But fuck it. I'm going to do that for right now. But since we got to talk about the Super Bowl, and you saw it, and I barely paid attention. Honestly, I was doing shit. I couldn't really pay attention to it. But give your insight on what happened. Give your recap, if you will.
Well, the Seahawks won, and I was glad, because fuck
Did
Boston.
they? That's who won?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how checked out I was on that.
Yeah, the Seahawks won. I was actually actively rooting for the Seahawks. you know, the baby mama's in town and she's from Washington, so that's her team. So her team was in the Super Bowl. Not only was her team in the Super Bowl, they won the Super Bowl. And I'm like, as a Vikings fan, like, damn, how's that feel? Yes, because I'm a Vikings fan. Now, the reason why I had an active interest in this game, because I have been following the Seahawks this year. And the reason being is because Sam Darnold, their quarterback, was the Vikings quarterback last year. Yes, Sam Darnold, first year, he was the backup quarterback because our main quarterback got injured. So he was out for the year. So he was the backup. First year quarterbacking for the Vikings. He took us to the playoffs last year. Yes, Sam Darnold. First year playing for our Vikings, took us to the playoffs. And what do the Vikings do? They get rid of him. And then he goes to the Seahawks. First year playing for the Seahawks, he takes him to the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl. So yes, the Vikings management are the dumbest of all fucks. Yeah. And that's the thing. I was like, every week I'd watch the Vikings just do shit, just suck ass. And then I said, well, I wonder how Seattle's doing. And oh, look at Seattle kicking ass with our old quarterback. Ain't that some shit? So that's what it's been like all year. Like watching Seattle just whip ass. And then, continue to whip ass and continue to fucking win the whole thing. So go all the way with our old quarterback. And like, shit. So ain't that a bitch?
They just hang on to him for one more year. They would have been in the same spot.
And I won't go into, but this is not the first time the Vikings have done this, and I'm not going to bore y'all with any of Vikings, fuck up history. But yeah. So yeah, I was actively watching the game, rooting for the Seahawks, and yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Okay, so you was vested in the Super Bowl this year.
I was invested. Yes, I was invested.
Okay, nice. Okay, like I said, I didn't really pay attention to anything that happened in the Super Bowl. Honestly, I was driving. I couldn't even watch Super Bowl where I wanted to. But so even if I did, I was like, I'm gonna check the highlights, see what's going on, or check the trailers. There were no trailers, so there was really nothing in this Super Bowl for me to talk about, except for one thing. This big thing that was going on. I'm gonna throw it up there because now, Eli, I'm gonna talk. Now you can jump in if you need to, but bam.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm going to talk about for the most part. Yeah. So, like I said, there was two things going on. There was a big thing about the halftime show going on. The most controversial thing is that, Bad Bunny was doing a halftime show, and a lot of people were upset. We know who were upset.
Not as many as you'd think. I think they like to think there's a lot of people, but they're not as many. It's just a select few bitches that were upset. And
but they're very loud. It's a vocal minority.
Yeah, they're very loud on the internet because, that's where they think there are a lot of their numbers flourish is online.
Right. Like I said, it's a vocal minority, so of course they're going to think that they have a lot going on, but even if they don't. So yeah, so like I said, there's two things going on. You got who's the guy's name? Bad Bunny. You got Bad Bunny versus Kid Rock. And not just Kid Rock, it's the Super Bowl halftime show versus the Turning Point halftime show. I'm not going to go into detail about Turning Point. There's been a big thing about Turning Point. Google it. We're not that type of podcast.
Or not.
But we're not. But we do want to just briefly talk about it. Now, here's the thing, Eli. I saw both shows.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to watch
That's
it because
too bad.
yeah, I had to watch it because because you got a lot of people just like, oh, as long as not Bad. What's the name? Bad Bunny? That's the name?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know this. I really know nothing about him until he got assigned to the Super Bowl. The first time I heard his name, I remember how Sony kept throwing out some Spider-Man villain movies and shit.
Okay.
They was going to give him one.
Okay.
Apparently, Spider-Man has a Hispanic villain. I don't know, El Muerto or some shit. I don't know. They were going to give him that. Because remember that Brad Pitt movie, that train movie, the Runaway Train movie? Bullet Train?
Bullet Train, yeah.
Bullet Train. He was in that.
Was he?
Yes, he was in it. He was one of the assassins of shit like that. So he was in that.
He was in that Darren Aronofsky movie with the Elvis kid. What was that fucking movie? It's actually pretty good. Damn, I can't remember the name. He played Elvis? No. He was like a gangster in that. Bad Bunny played a gangster, like a mobster, and it took place. What the fuck was that movie called? I can't remember, but it's actually pretty good. I can't remember the name of it.
Okay. Well, the thing is, because the other guy named Jason Taylor, that guy Johnson, that guy, Quicksilver, Kick
Oh
Ass,
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
yeah. That guy. Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was in that movie too. They were like, "Oh, he's great. Give him a Spider-Man movie." So that's how he became Craven. And they like Bad Bunny in the movie. Also were like, "Okay, give him a movie too." But when Craven flopped, they were like, "You know what? Never mind." They just backed off of it, and you never heard anything about El Muerto or whatever. So that's the first time I heard of Bad Bunny. Now Bad Bunny is doing the Super Bowl thing right here, and you also got a lot of people just saying, "Oh, as long as he pisses off MAGA, I'm fine with it." And that's cool if that's what you're for. But I think we do need to break down both of them now. What was the difference of it? I'm gonna go into detail about what I thought about the Turning
Jesus,
Point.
really?
I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about the Turning Point concert because I watched it. Now, I'll be honest with you, Eli.
So you're gonna make us suffer too?
I'm not gonna play it for you. I'm not gonna.
Okay,
'Cause here's the thing.
that movie was called Caught Stealing.
Oh, it's on Peacock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
actually really cool.
Okay, it's cool. All right. So here's the thing, Eli. The Turning Point concert. At first, it wasn't that bad. When it first came on, it was a lot of songs. Okay, you know when you walk into the mall, you walk to the store, you hear a bunch of songs playing over the intercom and shit like that. The country songs, not the regular song, but the country song.
Yeah,
It's those songs you
you're
hear.
not
So
selling-
at least you recognize me. Like, oh,
I'm not a country music fan, so you're really not
Really?
selling me, no.
so
Oh,
you
no.
0 for 2 on this. You don't know Spanish and you don't know country. Eli, why are you here?
You tell me.
So I recognize. I'm like, okay, I recognize a song, whatever like that. So it was some first poppy song, even though it was country music at first. But the thing is, Eli, the more I got into the Turning Point concert, the more twangy the songs got, the more hee-haw the songs got. I'm like, uh-oh. Like if I was in the crowd watching this, I'd be like, okay, it's time to exit before they start looking at me. It's like the closest I've ever want to get to a Klan rally, the further we got in there. So like, I'm good. I don't need to go any further than that. That was that. It's like I was tolerating it. And then Kid Rock showed up. He was the worst fucking performance of the whole thing. Why is the worst guy the headliner? I don't understand it. That doesn't make any sense. And on top of it, Eli, he was lip singing. He couldn't even sing his rap song. He was rapping. He wasn't even singing. He couldn't do that. I'm like, that's how terrible he was. Offbeat dancing, the fucked up dancing. So I'm like, why is this guy famous? Because I don't really know anything about Kid Rock. So it's like the first time I've seen him perform. I'm like, this shit is terrible. I'm like, he's the worst performer up here. Don't know his music, lip singing. I'm like, it would have been better without him. But there you go.
Everything would be, the whole world would be better without
him, right? I was just like, we suffered through this shit. Like it was like middle of the road like that. But
he's what's wrong with America.
He's what's wrong with America. And I'm gonna get to that about the whole point they were making about this also. But the thing is, like I said, if you're talking about the Turning Point concert, it didn't have the cinematography of the Apple halftime show. It didn't have backup dancers or anything like that, or set pieces or any shit like that. None of that shit was there. It was just them performing. That's it. Kind of like a regular ass concert, but it is what it is. You're not gonna throw a whole bunch of money at that. So that was that. Is it the worst thing in the world? I didn't think it. Only Kid Rock sucked to me. That's it. Everything else was, I guess if you enter this, that's okay. That's how I felt about that. But it got like really twangy towards the end. Now, that being said, now we're going to go to the Super Bowl performance, the Apple Super Bowl halftime, whatever the fuck. Okay, so this one, of course, you did have the cinematography. Wait, first off, did you watch it, Eli?
Not really.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't paying attention to it. And here's the thing. Well, for much, I paid more attention to Bad Bunny than I did Kid Rock, because fuck Kid Rock. I've been like, fuck Kid Rock since the get-go. He came up in the, in the early 2000s, the whole new metal scene, and he sucked. I thought Kid Rock sucked before it was cool to think Kid Rock sucked. And he's a tool bag.
Okay.
He's like a white boy, suburban white boy from like the suburbs of Detroit, got popular, got famous, trying to rap, try to steal black culture. And then when he got all big and rich, he ditched it to be a country star. And he's neither one.
He did that in this too. He was rapping at first, and then he ended the concert with a country song.
Yeah, so he's neither country or hip hop. He's just a fucking tool bag. So fuck him.
Right.
So
yeah. All right, but
yeah, I mean, I have no idea like what Bad Bunny song. like, you know, I'm a metal fan. I'm a metalhead. I don't pay attention to this shit.
I don't know Bad
Yeah.
Bunny either. I don't even know what he does.
Yeah.
What do you call his music?
But that's like every Super Bowl halftime show to me. Like, it's always
Yeah.
a Super Bowl. They always get the biggest pop stars in the world at the time to play these shows, and it's shit that I'm never into because I'm a metalhead. I'm way too metal.
You
for this
you
shit.
want metal? You want?
Yeah.
You
Well,
want
no,
metal.
not really. Like, I'm not gonna. If they did put a metal band, it'd probably be watered down horse shit. You know.
Oh.
So that I wouldn't like anyways. So yeah, it's just I'm
Okay.
not into. So yeah, when the halftime show came on, I got up, took a piss, made some more nachos. I saw it on in the background, and you know, so I wasn't paying much attention to it. You know, 'cause this is
Okay.
not my thing. Not that, you know, but I would rather have sat through that than, you know, Kid Twat
Been-
over there.
Right.
Bitch rock, bitch cock.
Right. Well, the numbers are still rolling in, but according to what they're saying, this probably might be the highest viewed Super Bowl performance ever. Halftime.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Shocking nobody. I mean,
Well,
that's why they got him there.
the
you know?
right wing grifters need something to fucking bitch about tomorrow so they can get their
Right.
fix, you know?
And you know what? We talk all this shit about Turning Point, the thing that, but honestly, isn't that what we said? Like, instead of y'all bitching, y'all get y'all own shit, go somewhere else.
Yeah, go watch that shit. You know,
Yeah, so I have a
that's-
problem because they said the numbers on Turning Point shit was pretty good also. I think they did like a way better than what they thought they were gonna do also. So I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Go over here. But at the same time, we are segregating the music, Eli. This does feel familiar. Does it feel familiar
It
to
does.
you?
Yes, it does. I
know.
will say, I'm not, let's have our own show because blah, blah, blah. You just don't got to watch it. Get up and take a piss.
Right.
Go take a shit. Go fucking make another sandwich. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
It's not that big of a deal. As a metalhead hasn't liked the popular shit all his life, all my
Mhm.
life, you know, I just don't listen to that shit. I listen to shit that I
But
do.
what
like.
if they did a metal show like Turning Point? If they did their own metal show during halftime, not on the Super Bowl like that, would you tune into it?
No. Because
Fuck damn.
if a metal band was on Turning Point, fuck them.
Not Turning Point, not Turning Point. I'm just saying on a separate YouTube channel, their own channel, you know.
Well, they do
Well,
have those, and I do watch those.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Like if everybody just had their own shit, whatever they could watch stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like I said, I don't know anything about Bad Bunny. I don't know his music. This entire performance that he did, like he said he's gonna do it in Spanish. Espanol, habla español. No, not a lick of English in it. And he held to his point. There was no English in this shit whatsoever. He just went up there and just did Spanish. So I didn't understand a single word out of his mouth.
I did say, I mean, I did see Lady Gaga up there at one point.
Lady
but-
Gaga was up there, which is weird because Lady Gaga isn't Hispanic.
yeah, she's from New York, so you know. she
Well,
has
you know,
cultural New York.
honestly, I looked up online why she's there. Let me see if I got it. Yeah. The reason she was there, because Bad Bunny's a fan of her. That's all.
Okay, oh, there you go.
He's a little monster. So, yeah.
I don't know what that
Which
means,
is
but
fun.
that does sound cool though.
That's her fans. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Eli, I myself am a little
see
monster.
how much I don't know about
You
this.
are not plugged in, Eli. You are not into the zeitgeist.
Yeah, I'm too much underground. I'm straight out the sewer.
Right. Well, my thing is this, like I said, she was the only English part of the whole thing right there, but that's it. But the funny thing is, she was singing a Bruno Mars song. Bruno
Oh.
Mars is Latino.
Okay.
Bruno Mars wasn't there in a performance celebrating Latino culture.
Bruno Mars was on the Super Bowl, I remember one time.
Right. He was on, so was Lady Gaga.
Okay.
But
yeah,
why
yeah.
wasn't he here?
Um,
It almost seemed like a specific fuck you to Bruno Mars. But you know what? That's cool. You know what, Eli? I'm kind of glad I didn't understand a fucking thing that was going on in this not the podcast, but halftime show. Because the thing is, okay, last year was Kendrick Lamar, right?
Oh yeah. That's right. That was
Okay.
last year, yeah.
Now, Kendrick Lamar. Now, it's funny because people say it. I ain't understand Bad Bunny, but I ain't understand Kendrick Lamar either. You know, that's fine. But the thing is, you know, Eli, me personally, even though I'm not into whatever the fuck Bad Bunny is doing, I am plugged in to Kendrick Lamar. I do know what Kendrick Lamar is doing. But at the same time, I think I was too plugged in to Kendrick Lamar because he had so much symbolism going on in his show. I couldn't sit down and just enjoy the show. Oh, his dancers are making the American flag. What does that mean? Samuel Jackson is Uncle Sam. What does it mean? So I'm sitting here watching, picking apart, you know,
Analyzing
metaphors
Yeah.
and what does this mean, all this shit like that.
deep
Instead of just
thinking, yes.
instead of just dancing and salsa in my living room and shit like that. Listen to Gasolina. bit of gasolina. You know, just enjoying this shit. I didn't give a fuck. You know. Now, did Bad Bunny have a whole bunch of symbolism shit like that? I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be all kind of think pieces and shit like that. This ain't the podcast to do that. Because, like I said, I don't know enough about that shit or what he was doing to know that. But I can see a little bit of similar on it when he gave the Grammy to a little Mexican boy or Puerto Rican boy, whatever you want to call it like that.
Yeah.
You know, obviously that's symbolism right there. The fact that he did the whole show on a taco truck, that's symbolism there.
Yeah.
And so the whole and that's MAGA's worst nightmare or Kid Rock's worst nightmare right there. You got 100 Latinos marching down the football field, using flags, singing Spanish, holding the football and spiking in the end zone. That's like their nightmare right there.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking not a lick of English. That's
Do you remember?
That's why they made this shit. They're scared. This is their worst nightmare.
Yeah.
That's why they got ICE rounding up everybody left and right like that. But because they don't want this to happen. But it's happening.
Do you
can't
remember?
stop it. It's like,
do you remember
it's like AI.
Do you remember the movie Mars Attacks? Let's bring it back to geeks.
It's that. It's
Remember-
very much that. Every alien invasion movie is this.
No, I'm not even saying that. At the end of Mars Attacks, after they defeat the aliens and all that shit, but the world's left in devastation. You know, cities are in ruins, and then it shows they're in Washington D.C. and they have like a mariachi band playing the Star Spangled Banner, and it was funny. It was funny at the time, but also kind of fitting. Like, yeah, they're a part of it's irony.
Right.
A Mexican band playing the Star Spangled Banner. That's
the funny thing about it, like, even though I did understand some things, not Benny Blanco. Who the fuck is that his name?
Bad Bunny.
The guy we're talking about. The guy.
Bad Bunny.
Who's Benny Blanco?
I don't know.
That's from Carlito's Way, right?
From Carlito's Way.
Okay, I've always thought they were the same guy. I thought he named himself after Benny Blanco from the block from Carlito's Way.
Bronx. But isn't that Benny Blanco like married to what the fuck's her name? Come on, man.
Okay, you two plugged in for me.
Selena Gomez.
You two plugged in for me, man.
You don't know that
I don't
shit?
know that much about Hispanic culture.
I got my finger on the pulse of the youth.
No, you got your finger on Selena Gomez. That's what that is. But back to this. Okay, like I said, you got a whole bunch of stuff going on right there. And the thing is, so you got Kid Rock over here preaching about my America. This is the real America, like that. Meanwhile, Bad Bunny over here, he ended his halftime set shouting out all the countries in the Americas, not just South America. He gave a shout out to United States because I heard Ustedes Unidos, or whatever like that. And he also said Canada. I heard Canada.
Okay.
So he was basically saying, this is America. This is all the Americas. We are one America. While he's preaching unity over here, they're preaching division over here. That's why we go back to this is what I keep talking about, because all that shit they're doing, they're just doing this.
Yeah.
So that whole turning point, that's where they're fucking up at right there instead of this break. But they're scared to embrace it because they know it's going to, basically any power they have is bringing them down.
Yeah. Because they're afraid that they're going to get treated like us.
Yes, that's what they're scared of. Here's the thing. Eventually, we're all going to have to learn Spanish, Eli. Hopefully, me and you are still kicking around when it happens. But it's going to happen. Hell, every other country in the world is bilingual in something. We're the only ones that don't. We don't know the metric system. We're going to have to learn this shit. So that's all I got. So which one was the better performance? Obviously, Benny Blanco? Not Benny Blanco. The guy.
Bad Bunny.
Him, yeah. I'm sorry, I just watched Carlito's Way the other day, so yeah, it's stuck in my head. But
Good movie.
Good movie, yeah. Okay, I reloaded. That's all I got. Anything else you got, Eli, with this? Or
No, I think we covered the Super Bowl.
Okay. Pretty terribly, but we did it. It happened.
On a comic book podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Now we can dig into some other shit. Okay. Now, Eli, you saw something on. I don't know what you saw, but okay.
Yeah. What did I see?
You saw Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh yeah, I always see her.
You always see her. Selena Gomez and Megan Thee Stallion. You are on the finger with that. So yeah.
No, I guess she's producing her own anime.
Okay.
So I mean, for those who don't know, I guess Megan Thee Stallion is a huge anime fan.
Yeah. Dressed up
And
with cosplay as Sailor Moon.
yeah,
Cosplay is Starfire.
I guess she's
Probably the most accurate Starfire I've ever seen of anybody play.
yeah, and she's cosplayed as a lot of anime characters. So I guess that's her thing. Well, I guess she's producing her own anime with Carl Jones, the guy who did Boondocks. Yeah, Boondocks.
And Black Dynamite. What the cartoon name, Black Dynamite.
Okay, yeah. So not sure what it's about or what's going on, but I guess so. Yeah, what I get that this post I showed you the other day that I sent you, I guess she went and did her vocals. She's also voicing a character in the show, and it's gonna it's a series going on Amazon. She says it's gonna be full of everything anime fans like, ass kicking and all the crazy shit, that otakus are into. So yeah, that's about it. I was just throwing it on there, and just let's Megan Thee Stallion.
That's cool. My thing is this: I think a lot of people throw that anime and manga word around too much. They just kind of throw around anime for any cartoon they like. Like it's probably gonna be an American cartoon and they got shit to do with like if it's got to be Japanese to be an anime, or at least from Asia to be an anime.
All right,
but
yeah, I guess I get you.
Here's my thing, because I know a guy in Mississippi that said he wanted to make his own manga. I'm like, that's not how that works. You just can't. You're making a fucking comic book, man, but they don't want to use the comic book term because it puts them in a box. But you're making a comic. You're not making
a graphic novel,
right? Like you're not Japanese. You're from a bullshit town in Mississippi nobody heard from, so
you can. Well, I think it could be influenced by that. You
can be influenced, but you're not. Yeah. It's like Kid Rock is influenced by rap, but he's not a rapper. It's the same thing. It's cultural appropriation if you really want to boil it down to it.
But Boondocks. Boondocks was an American animated TV show, but you could see the anime influences in that show.
Well, Boondocks is a different situation. Okay, so the thing about Boondocks is that it actually had an anime studio making some of those episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's probably where you can see that style coming out.
Yeah, not every episode. You can tell the episodes that had the anime studio on them. So, like a lot of them action scenes were like action scenes from the same studio that was making that stuff. So it was very obvious. So is it, or even like in the 80s, like Transformers and G.I. Joe like that, Japanese studios made those intros.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not anime. We never called Transformer G.I. Joe anime, but though the intros were made by Japanese anime studios. So the beginning you could call it anime, but enough to make a second. But yeah. So that's all I got. I really ain't got much. I just want to say that. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Daniel Warren Johnson, he doesn't make mangas, but you can see the manga influence in his work.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, did you see that? I know we changed the subject, but you see that thing what Jim Lee said about mangas kicking American comics ass? Like he said it.
I've heard that. Yeah, I see it. I mean, yeah, man. Yeah. Dude, I go to Barnes and Noble, Barnes and Noble, the manga section is full of kids.
Yeah.
Like more and kids, and all, young adults, whatever, kids. There's a lot of people in that manga section, more so than at the local comic stores that I go to, which are full of old dudes like us.
Let me ask you this. You go to Barnes and Noble, you see them with mangas, right? Yeah. Are there any comics in Barnes and Noble?
There's like the trades.
So there are trades in there. So they do have something in there.
Yeah, okay. There's trades in there. But you go to the comic stores and the only people in the comic sections are just a couple of old dudes like us, and the rest are like in the back doing their playing Pokemon and shit. Those are the kids, or whatever, Magic and their board games and shit.
Right.
Because that seems to be what every comic store has to do now. They have to open
if they want to stay open.
Yeah, if they want to
stay in business. So yeah,
you got to have a gaming section and tournaments and shit.
Because just comics at a comic store, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah. No. So yeah, I mean, I think there's some truth to that Jim Lee is. Yeah, I think kids are more actively into manga than comic books.
Yeah, and he basically saying he's been looking into what are they doing to whoop comics ass like that, which you can see the evidence. Like I said, Eli, we've seen a lot of DC comics that are heavily manga influenced. That Robin comic was based like a shonen tournament. DCKO is heavily influenced by manga.
Well,
that's just a shonen jump tournament. That's all.
You see, and then I think one of the reasons, here's a theory, is you read a manga and then you watch the anime, it's the same fucking story. Whereas
True.
you,
They don't right. They don't change anything. Yeah.
you read a comic book and you watch a Marvel movie, like what the fuck? Like,
Right.
why is Flash Thompson some fucking
Wonder Man's black? What the
what
fuck?
the fuck? Yeah, it's nothing. Like, you know, and so I and I don't want to sound like them, but you know what I'm saying? I think there's a disconnect.
Eli, do you know how crazy I sound when I explain Wonder Man's comic book storyline to people that only seen the TV show?
Yeah, I'm sure.
They just look at me like, that's nice, man. I'm glad you know that shit. But they don't care at all. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So I think, you know, and we talked about the height of Marvel, like the height of the MCU when they were just we just had to see everything that they were putting out. You know, you watch a Marvel movie, oh, it's awesome. It does every movie does $1 billion. Then you go read a Marvel comic and it's nothing like the movies. You know.
Right.
So yeah. And I think maybe
Then
there's
you're saying like the movies making more money, but the comics are making less money what they were before.
And now the movies ain't doing shit either. So
Right.
So I think, and I also think that the Japanese culture is just more ingrained into manga and anime. It's just part of their culture, you know?
Well, first off, it's not held down just by kid shit.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, like, it's not looked down by kiddie shit, is what I mean to say.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like we old as fuck. We like, oh, we read comics. Oh, you still into that shit? You know. Well, meanwhile, in Japan, a motherfucker will play a Nintendo Switch on a bus.
Yeah.
You know, a grown motherfucker going to work and nobody thinks twice about it.
Yeah, they have romance mangas, fucking drama, business drama mangas, you know.
Right. You see a grown man playing a Switch on a bus, you would put him on a watch list. You're like, okay, stay away from him. You know,
fucking Americans, yeah.
Right. So you're right. It's a different culture. They embrace that culture. You know, it's funny because before manga hit United States, like all cartoons comics was related just to kid shit. That's it. That's why when manga did hit and anime hit, that's why it hit so hard. Like Ninja Scroll and Ghost in the Shell. We've never seen anything remote. Like, wait, these are cartoons adults can watch? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
You can do that? So,
you know, I mean, we had a few like heavy metal and like, you know, Fire and Ice. I mean, there was a few here and there, but they were like few and far between. Where it was like Japan, that's just, you know, now we're finding out that, you know, Transformers was other things and Voltron and were a whole other show. And, you know, like that's what they've been doing, you know, for decades. You know, Battleship Yamamoto and Battle of the Planets is Gatchaman, and you know what I mean. You know,
we're just catching up to it. That's all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know, Macross is what Appleseed or what? You know, there's like it's been going on for decades.
See, now you're going too deep with me.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try and watch Gundam, and then holy shit, this goes on for like 20 seasons. Like, what the fuck?
Gundam this and Gundam that. Hell, it's multiple Voltron.
Yeah, I tried to get into
like a whole other Voltron series. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, yeah. Voltron was a dead. Like the reason why it got big in America is because it was a dead property in Japan that they just took and re-edited. That's what Voltron is. Voltron is a re-edited, and with different dialogue and American voice actors of an old, you know, Japanese anime that kind of came and went that no one was into.
So, and if you really want to feel old,
Lion Force or something was called in Japan or some shit.
Lion Force, some shit like that. Yeah. So if you really want to feel old, Dragon Ball Z last episode aired today 30 years ago. Not the beginning of it, the last episode when it ended. That's crazy.
I was like, we're trying to get into Naruto. I'm like, holy shit.
It's a lot. Now, there's a cheat sheet, Eli. There's a cheat sheet.
For Naruto?
You gotta skip some of those fillers. I can send you the cheat sheet so you know what to watch, what not to watch.
Yeah,
still a lot of shit, but at least you can
some of those episodes, he's like it's like 20 minutes of him deciding how to throw a punch. Like
right. Internal monologue. And
shit. Flashbacks of when he was training how to do the punch. And then,
eating ramen, you know, for like half the episode.
Like, holy shit.
Holy shit. All right, enough of the anime bullies. That's it. Watch to be the only part of the episode that's spite. All right.
These guys suck.
Right. Because now we're going to talk about the shit nobody wants to hear about. This is the next part of the podcast. We talk about the comic books, the comic bullies.
American comics.
American Western comics. Sorry, y'all.
Comics from America. Comics in England.
Right. Eli, these kids don't even know how to read the comics because you know what manga you read from the left to right, or left to right, or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
you read it backwards, or
They don't know how to read. They look at the other way.
maybe
They
we're
flip
reading it backwards.
Yeah, they read it. They already reading the end of the page and flipping it over like this the end or this the beginning. I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, no, you read it the other way, man. That's funny. Two different worlds, Eli. Two different worlds. But yeah, comic books. We're gonna talk about it. Eli, I'm gonna let you go first. See what we got. So
Okay, let's see. I guess I'll start out with DC and AEW, or DC times AEW, DC X AEW.
I guess.
Yeah.
Confused the hell out of me with that.
Well,
If
it's
it sounds
X.
good to you, okay.
Is it times or an X? Like, what does that mean?
V. a
It's not V, yeah. 10. DC and AEW, I'll just say that. Crossover. The Forbidden Door Saga. So, for those who don't know, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, it's a pro wrestling show that I've been actually a fan of for a while now. I've been, watching it on and off since it began, But I've been into it lately. And so they did a cross promotion with DC,
Now, before you go any further, aren't they owned by Warner Brothers?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the pyramid scheme goes. I don't know. I'm not aware.
Okay.
But they are you can stream AEW on HBO. HBO Max. Okay. All episodes are on there. So anyways, they've been doing this cross promotion with DC, and they decided to do a comic book where the Justice League team up with a bunch of AEW wrestlers. So this starts out, there is like an intergalactic wrestling tournament with the Wham. What is it? I guess this Wham is a wrestling league that was in the Flash comics, I guess.
Got me. That's too deep for me. So.
And Mercedes Moné, she's one of the women's champions. She calls herself the CEO of AEW. She was Sasha Banks in WWE. And she was also on the Mando as one of the Night Owls.
No, she was on Mando. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So she's one of the champions, and she's wrestling. What's her name? Star something, right? What was her name? Star Shame.
Star Shame?
Decelia Star Shame.
Okay.
She was in the Flash, I guess, a wrestler from the Flash comics. Anyways, she gets beat by Mercedes Moné, but then she takes the belt, this intergalactic super belt, and breaks it. And it shatters. And I guess the belt is made out of the nth element or the nth metal or whatever.
What, Hawkman shit? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And it gets shattered.
Wait. She broke something that made out of nth metal?
Yeah, she, in a rage, she,
You can't do that.
Well, she did. Starscream destroyed the big intergalactic belt instead of handing it over.
Okay.
Scattering the shards throughout the galaxy, or throughout the the DC universe. So the Justice League are like, oh, we got to go find these shards, because if anybody gets all these shards, they're they can fuck shit up because it's made out of this precious element X. They can rewrite reality and all that shit.
Well, Element X, that's from the New Gods, so that's different. But yeah.
Okay, so there you go. See, you can tag team up.
We covered Final Crisis. We covered it in.
All right, cool. All right. So the Justice League, we got to go find these pieces of the belt and recover them. And then all the AEW roster, all the wrestlers come up and say, yeah, well, actually, I won that, but Mercedes Moné's, I won that belt, so that belt is mine.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, so we're gonna have to just help you guys find these pieces. So basically, all the Justice League members team up with an AEW member, and they all go looking for a piece of the belt. And first off, we have Nightwing and Will Ospreay. He's actually he does a lot of flippy, flying luchador type shit, and he teams up with Nightwing.
Okay.
And they go to Bloodhaven and they fight the not the Hand, League of Assassins.
Okay.
So they fight the League of Assassins, get their piece. We go to Guy Gardner teams up with John Moxley.
Did he have another name in the?
He was Dean Ambrose in
Okay.
in WWE. He teams up with Guy Gardner. They go to Gotham and they fight the mutants, the mutant leader.
Okay.
They have a piece of the Shard, and Guy Gardner Guy Gardner uses his ring to form a football team to like
Because he played football in high school. and
yeah,
college
and
and
he
shit.
tackles the mutant gang with his football team, ring power. And then John Moxley beats the shit out of the mutant leader and takes the Shard. And then we have Hawk Girl and Hangman Adam Page. They go after where do they go to? They go to the streets of Limbo Town. So some of the shit I'm not familiar with. So Limbo Town, and they meet up with the Grim Magistrate. He kind of looks, and then he's got a bunch of zombies. Grim Inquisitors. I thought like Solomon Kane. One of them looks like Solomon Kane. Or Solomon Grundy, sorry.
I was gonna say like Solomon Kane, another wrestler or something. Okay.
No. So it's Hangman Adam Page. He's a wrestler, and Hawk Girl. They fight this Grim Magistrate, and beat the zombies and take back their Shard. Then we got Jon Stewart and Swerve Strickland. He was that one guy that dressed up as the Green Lantern in that one pay-per-view a couple months ago.
That guy. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you sent me that. Okay.
Yeah. So they go to they fight Deimos, a sorcerer named Deimos.
I think that's a Wonder Woman villain, but I'm not 100% sure. But
Yeah.
it sounds like Wonder Woman villain. But yeah.
And they beat him, Then we have Harley Quinn and Orange Cassidy, and they take on the Royal Flush Gang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they beat them. And then you have Zatanna teaming up with Tony Storm, Timeless Tony Storm. And they beat up, what's this guy's name? Sorrow.
Is it Johnny Sorrow?
Johnny gets his revenge. Yeah, Johnny Sorrow.
Did he have a mask?
Yeah, he has a mask.
Sound like Johnny Sorrow, JSA member. Okay, all right.
And he's got a sword and shit. So they whoop his ass. Then we got Wonder Woman teaming up with Willow Nightingale, one of my favorite wrestlers. I got her figure actually.
Okay.
I love Willow. And they go against how do you say this? Echidna?
Echidna? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Knuckles is on Sonic the Hedgehog, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. And the Mother of Monsters or whatever. And they basically fight like an army of darkness, like a bunch of skeleton swordsmen. So they whoop her ass. And then in Gotham City, we have Batman teaming up with Darby Allin. He's like a goth skater wrestler with a skateboard and shit.
He must have a lot of movement in it if he's teaming up with Batman.
Yeah, he takes a lot of damage. He's like really hardcore wrestler. He like climbed Mount Everest last year for real and stuck an AEW flag on the top of Mount Everest. And he's a skater. And he does a lot of he does those death matches.
Yeah, because they're not gonna let just anybody team up with Batman.
Yeah,
so, okay.
like John Moxley. Like John Moxley loves deathmatch shit. So they're always getting bloody and fucking each other up. So yeah, Batman and Darby Allin, they take on the Joker. Whoop his ass. And then we have just Bruno Mannheim has hired Bane to get a fucking a Shard, but Kenny Omega. So it's Kenny Omega versus Bane.
Nice. Okay. I almost feel like Kenny Omega like specifically asked for that.
Yeah.
Give me Bane. I want him.
Yeah. So of course Kenny Omega whips his ass. And then you have Aquaman and who is that? She's in a fucking Mercedes Moné. So Mercedes Moné gets in like an Aquaman suit, and they go underwater and fight the Trench to get their Shard.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So
Like
they
those
get
crazy piranha monster things.
yeah. So they fight the monster, the trench monsters, come back up. They get their shard, and they bring it back to the Thanageria or whatever, and then Aquaman's like you, and then Mercedes Monet hits Aquaman over the head with her gun and shit, and then it's Lex Luthor. It says, here's now we have all the pieces to the belt. And Herman she hugs Lex Luthor and says, yeah, we are going to be the new CEOs. And that's where it ends.
Is that a thing, or
Yeah.
they're just saying CEO?
CEO. Well, Mercedes Monet is like the CEO. She calls herself the CEO.
Okay.
She has multiple belts. So she turns out to backstab everybody. So she's in league with Lex Luthor now.
Gotcha.
And she puts the
Okay.
belt, and she puts that belt on Lex Luthor.
So Lex Luthor got the belt. Okay.
Yeah. So it's yeah. So that's where it ends, and I guess this is going to be like a mini series. And
Oh, really? Okay, so not a one shot. They can keep
Yeah.
going.
I'm
Okay.
here for it. Like it was, as a fan of AEW, I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure AEW is a Warner Brothers property, so they can just cross over and it's no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'll give this a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun with this. And also just to touch up on what's been happening in our current times, the other night on Dynamite, Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite, Brody King, he's a wrestler. He's taken out a very anti-ice stance lately.
Okay.
I mean, because he was tag teamed with the Bandito, a Mexican luchador. Yeah, that was his tag team partner. So he's been wearing abolish ice shirts and all that. And
Hold on. I got you. Hold
yeah.
on.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. I don't got you. My fault. I didn't get it. My fault.
Well, Daniel Warren Johnson, he teamed up with Daniel Warren Johnson. There's some indie comic they're doing called Tales from the Ring or something, or Tales from the Road. And it's supposed to be an anthology about pro wrestling. And Brody King wrote a story in it. And I guess Daniel Warren Johnson drew one of the variant covers. And it's a picture of Brody King wearing an abolished ice shirt that he's worn in the ring before.
Thank you for talking and filibustering. I got it. Okay. Bam.
So yeah, there it is. There's the Daniel Warren Johnson cover. And as you've heard, if people who listen to this show know, I'm a huge Daniel Warren Johnson fan.
Mm-hmm.
And Brody King is actually the singer of what's it, The Gods Hate? It's like a metal hardcore metal band. He's actually a vocalist. Anyways, the other night on Dynamite, he wrestled MJF, in a tournament match to get for the title, because MJF is the champion. Before the match started, the crowd started chanting "fuck ice," and the fucking the referee purposely delayed the bell ring so that moment could resonate. And at one point, MJF looks in the camera and is like, "Oh shit," because they're on live TV.
Right.
They didn't cut away or censor anything like other networks or other promotions may have done.
Right.
They let
I'm
it
pretty sure
ride.
they play it back. They're gonna bleep it out, but
Yeah, they let it ride. It went viral, and it was awesome. And it was a pretty cool moment. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there too. So, and next week, there's a pay-per-view, AEW pay-per-view, where Brody King will wrestle for the title against MJF. So,
okay.
if I got enough,
all just one big cross promotion. So
yeah, and if I got enough money, I'm gonna get it. I've actually been ordering throwing down. Me and Izzy been throwing down, pitching in on the pay-per-views every month. So.
Okay, I figured they'd be on HBO Max.
They are. Well, you got to pay for them. You get a discount if you're an HBO member.
Gotcha. Okay, so you watch them on HBO Max, you got to pay for it on this.
And I think like a week or two later, they will be available to watch.
Yeah, but it's the hype died down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather see it
Yeah.
happen because you're gonna get it spoiled and all that shit. I'd rather just watch it.
Right.
So, anyways, this gets a 4 out of 5. I had a lot of fun with this, and check out AEW. I know there's that's again the divisiveness of this country, the way we are right now in this culture. It's us
We
versus
got
them
2
all the
different
time.
halftime shows.
Yeah, there's like the WWE versus AEW. I watch both. I don't give a shit. Yes, AEW isn't as big or popular as WWE and all that, but it's still fun, and it just gives wrestlers another way to a job.
Plus, you can't have one company get too complacent either with just one company out there.
Yeah.
You got to have the competition out there. You got to have that, iron sharp as iron thing going on. So yeah.
I watch both. I tend to favor AEW more because I feel like things are always changing and fresh all the time, whereas I feel WWE sort of milks storylines for
Right.
you know what I mean? But I watch both. I enjoy both. I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Quit with the divisiveness. Jesus Christ. If you don't like something, don't watch it.
Right.
Or enjoy it both if you do,
Right.
So yeah.
All right. So, like I said, now here's the thing, Eli. That whole time you were talking about DC versus AEW, I was thinking it was a KO crossover.
Oh,
So
okay.
they gonna jump over the rest of. I thought that's how they advertised it. Cause remember they did the whole KO crossover. They was announcing this too. So I'm like, oh, it's all KO. It's not.
Do remember that. I remember they were advertising DCKO during like the AEW shows.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking like, okay, they're gonna stop fighting these people and fight them. Like, no, it's just a thing. But
yeah.
That being said, now we can talk about DCKO.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about DCKO Boss Battle.
Ooh.
Here's where it happens.
Okay.
The whole thing where they've been like really, really promoting it, like it goes down. It goes down. Superman versus Homelander. It goes down.
So this is a KO book.
This is a KO book. Yeah, it's a KO crossover.
Oh, it's not like the main KO book, though.
No, it's a KO. It's like a tie-in to the KO.
Okay,
So,
it's a tie.
yeah.
That's
So I feel like technically you could just skip this and you'd be fine.
And I did.
I mean, you could, but why would you want to? Here's the Eli. I'm gonna need your help on this.
Okay.
It was I know you didn't read this at all, but I feel like you're gonna know some stuff about this that I didn't know.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna talk about. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about DCKO Boss Battle, where they fight the people that they said they're gonna fight. Superman versus Homelander. It happens. This is where it goes down. So, bloop, get us in there. So, let's start this bad boy up. All right. So, book starts off with so they're on Earth, even though it looks all fucked up and shit because it's been dark side-ified and apocalypse-ified, shit like that. It's get fucked up. So you got Gorilla Grodd and World Forger. They're recovering because they got the ass beat by Booster Gold. If that sounds weird, it's supposed to. I'm not gonna get into it. That's what happened. So they're just like, what the fuck going on? This Earth? The Earth is fucked up. They're like, yeah, the Heart of Apocalypse screwed everybody, cheated in the game, and took over everybody, regardless of what they was gonna win. It's gonna do anyway. And then it's like, look at that. And it is exactly what we left off the last DCKO. The Superman, the winners of the last round versus, like I said, the absolutes. Is that what we call them?
The absolute universe.
Okay.
Yeah, the absolutes. Yeah, there you go.
I think I coined it. Okay, DC, y'all owe me a quarter every time y'all say it. So, so the fight's about to start. And that's when World Force is like, no, and he slams his hammer down and stops the fight, freezes the fight. So the absolutes are frozen in time, while the regular heroes, the people we know, they're just regular. So Joker's just like, okay, cool. Why don't you slit their throats and just call it a day? Let's be done with it. Which is actually not a bad idea. It's actually pretty smart. But then World Force tells them, you touch them, the fight starts up again. And that's when Luthor said, let me guess. If we fight them, we lose. And World Force like, badly. They will beat your ass if y'all fight right now. So the thing is, because y'all need Omega energy to fight, to win this fight, they're born from it. You just adopted the Omega energy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to raise 4 of your teammates from the dead to help you, give y'all a fighting chance. And the fighters he brings back is Black Lightning, Plastic Man, Batwoman, Starfire. Okay, brings it back. And also, what I'm going to do, because of that whole Amanda Waller shit where she cut off the multiverse, they still hadn't fixed that yet. But World Forger says he's the only person in this universe that can still see the multiverse, has access to the multiverse. I don't have a lot of power because Boots go beat my ass when we last fought, but I'm going to use the last bit of power I got to create 4 fissures in the multiverse. I'm going to send y'all there, and y'all going to find some fighters in the multiverse. Fight them, beat them, and the more you beat them, when my hammer fills up with Omega energy, I'm going to bring you back, and maybe, just maybe, you have enough energy to fight these guys. Because right now, if you fight them, they'll kill you easily. So, and he's like, Godspeed, and sends them to the multiverse. There you go. So that's what you got. So where the fight first starts off, you got Plastic Man and Black Lightning stopping in some tournament, and then you got this guy says, "Who interrupts our Mortal Kombat? Fight!"
Oh shit.
Sub-Zero. Yeah, so you got that. And you got Wonder Woman going to teleport into some Coliseum, and she's just like, this is where the most dangerous women in the world fight. Diana of Themyscira, Wonder Woman, versus the Scarlet Scourge, the Crimson She-Devil, Red Sonja.
Oh damn.
See, this is where I'm conflicted, Eli, because I kind of want Red Sonja to win, but I shouldn't because it's against Wonder Woman, so I'm conflicted. And then you got Joker showing up in his house, and he sees a doll, Annabelle.
Oh no shit.
Have you watched those? I've never seen any of those movies.
I've seen a few. Yeah. I've.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So it's Joker versus Annabelle. Okay. He like, won't this be fun? You know. And then you got Batwoman sees this like haunted castle, and she walks into it, and she says, "Knock, knock," and that's when she sees Vampirella.
Vampirella.
And she like, "Don't you know how to make an entrance?" And then she teleports, and she like, "Let's see how you make an exit," before Batwoman can even blink. You know. And that's when Star Sapphire is flying to Greendale, but not that Greendale. I know what Greendale you think.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking of
not that
Unity?
one. Okay. And then she see Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she's just like, we're fighting some big bad guy that's got all kind of crazy magic and Omega energy. We need to stop him. You're like, oh, nobody's got more magic than me. Watch, let me show you. And then she just does shit and just start knocking over shit and stuff like that. So yeah. She's like, oops. But she, meant the shit on purpose. And that's when Lex Luthor shows up. And this way, I need your help on this, Lex. I don't know what the fuck going on with this one. He sees a bear killing a rabbit. What the fuck is going on here?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's a deep cut for me. I don't know what it is, but
Samantha
let's go with it.
Strong. I do not know who that is.
Okay, a bear with your butcher knife, and I think that's the name of this book, Bear with a Butcher Knife. So
Okay. Yeah, I haven't never even
It's
heard
a
of that
deep
one.
cut. I don't know what the fuck going on. Anyway, a bear is trying to kill Lex Luthor with a butcher knife. So that's all we need to know. Moving on past that, and he's using his superpowers to get the fuck away from it. And then we got Superman teleports, and he's like, it's a place that's kind of like Metropolis, but not Metropolis. And he sees Vought American, and he also help me, I'm in trouble. He's like, this looks like a job for Superman. So he flies down. And bam, lands. Like, is there a problem? And all you see is Homelander holding his severed arm. Like, who the fuck are you? So moving on past that. And that's when you got Sub-Zero. And right before Shang Tsung's about to say, fatality, that's when, bam, Plastic Man breaks out of the ice that he got frozen by Sub-Zero because he knows about to freeze him. So he made like a plastic bubble to protect Black Lightning. So the Black Lightning, zaps him, and Plastic Man smashes him. KO. They out. Oh, round 2. Like, round 2? What the fuck you talking about? Fight. And who else show? And now he's got a partner. And his partner breaks out of the ice is Scorpion. Test your might. And he stabs Black Lightning in the shoulder and says, get over here. And there's a Playman like, nah, fuck that. How about you get over here? And he smacks him, throws him into Sub-Zero while Black Lightning shocks both of them. And that's it. So you got Red Sonja. And Red Sonja is getting in Wonder Woman's ass. Wonder Woman like, who the fuck is this person? And Red Sonja like, you got to fight better than that if you want to fight in man's world. And Wonder Woman like, I fought stronger things than man. But it don't matter. So, she's not even looking at her. Just blocking this shit like, please. Knocked her and back and pimp smacks her. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then running at it like that. Like, Wonder Woman just like, that's okay. She may be a better fighter than me, but I got something she don't. And then Red Sonja get ready to stab her. Bam. She hits the bracelets, and you already know. Yeah, shit like that. So yeah, and then Homelander like, shh, he did this on the show. When people talking, he like, shut the fuck up. He was like, I already know what you are. You're another superhero popping up trying to kill me, thinking you can take my mantle as America's greatest hero, as favorite hero. You can't, because other people can try, and they've had better costumes than you. And he heat visions Superman. Superman heat visions him, but they're power beam struggle is like match for match. And Superman's like, okay, I'm not going to beat him like this. So Superman kind of runs. So he dodges the heat vision and bears to the ground. And Homeland's like, oh, this guy must be a pussy. He's just gonna run away. I never seen anybody run away from the ground. And then Superman's just like, Superman never runs away. And he like, oh, you okay? You know, dragon punches him, knocks him in the sky and shit like that. And Homeland is just like, my turn. And then bam, hits him in the gut. So now they match for match. They fighting each other, shit like that. While they doing all this Omega energy shit like that, World Forge is starting to like, I can't hold it. I'm passing out. And then he passed out because, you know, he's still recovering from his goal. And Grok got like, okay, this is getting fucked up. Because he's passed out, is having a hard time holding the fissures together. And since that's happening, and Joker is talking to Annabelle, yeah, they're just drinking tea. He like, I don't like how many people you kill. You kill more people than me. I don't like that shit. So he's about to kill Annabelle. Before he can do that, bam, Homeland and Superman break through their reality. He was like, what the fuck going on here? And he was like, hold up, where the dog go? And then bam, the dog's right in front of him. So is that a thing? What is the thing with this dog?
It's like a cursed doll. That's all I know, really.
Is it like the wretched angels or the haunted angels in Doctor Who, where if you look at them they don't move and shit?
No, it's just a cursed doll. Like it's like cursed and haunted or something. And
Okay, because it's like
bad
every
shit
time.
happens around them or some shit. Yeah.
Okay, because Joker make it seem like every time he not looking at Annabelle don't move, but when he turns away from Annabelle moves.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So she's like, I thought you were gonna be a challenge, Superman, and then Superman, bam, headbutts him. He was like, I thought I was gonna say the same thing. Meanwhile, Joker is just slamming the doll to the ground. Like, I saw you move. And yeah, Sabrina's doing shit, and then they break through Mortal Kombat. Wonder Woman, no, Batwoman and Vampirella also crash to the same place, and then when she backs up, she looks up, and it's just a big ass brawl going on right now. She's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" It's just an all out brawl. Everybody's going at it. She's like, "Shit." And then Gorilla Garage is like, "Okay, I know how to fix this. I'm gonna use my psychic energy to boost you up, and when you grab the hammer, what you need to do, all the Omega energy you build, put it immediately into the heroes and get them the fuck out of there. Otherwise, they're gonna be stuck there in the other reality." You're like, but Grodd, you're not strong enough. Do it, don't matter. So yeah, so grabs the hammer and immediately just all the Omega energy they built up, stick them in the heroes, and the other multiverse people like Annabelle said, go back to the reality. Everybody except one person, Homelander. He's not ready to go. I won't stop until I kill you, Boy Scout. So he's fighting it off to not go, you know. And then like the other heroes that already dead, they go back to being dead and shit like that. They get hit with Omega energy and bam. And that's when World Forge is like, okay, I can't hold anymore. Those guys the absolutes, they're coming for you. So whether or not you got the Omega energy, y'all about to find out. And then it's time to find out. And bam, Superman rushes out. To be continued in the finale, DC KO4.
Okay.
So that was a fight. It was kind of a cop out. I wanted Superman to dog walk, you know, Homelander, but you know they weren't gonna do that. That's not what these companies do.
That's why they got the rights to all these characters.
They don't have the rights to it. Now, here's the thing, Eli. It's funny about that because, okay, we just talked about crossovers a second ago with AEW. Now we got The Boys. We got Vampirella. We got
Red Sonja.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah.
I don't know that Bear. Well, I'm pretty sure that Bear's tied in all the bullshit also.
Red
so
Sonja.
Everybody we've named so far is from the same company, Dynamite Comics.
Yeah.
So technically, this is probably the closest we're going to get. Well, I ain't going to say the closest, but the closest we've gotten so far.
Wait. The Boys. Oh, it's The Boys.
Yeah, what were you talking about?
I thought it was what's his name? Not Ultraman. Dude from Invincible.
No, that's Image.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I got confused for a second.
Yeah, but The Boys is
The Boys Image. Like no, that's
The Boys Dynamite.
Dynamite. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So all of them are Dynamite. So this is the closest we've gotten to a DC Dynamite crossover. Meanwhile, all the others are like Mortal Kombat, Annabelle. That's all Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
So they can just crisscross anytime they feel like it, you know. Like they was already doing, like DC was already cranking out Mortal Kombat comics like a couple years ago anyway. So yeah, it's just a cool crossover, silly shit. I thought they're gonna have more weight to it, but honestly, if you want to, you could just skip this and you will miss nothing. But why would you want to? It's a stupid ass, fun book. So overall, 4 out of 5. If Superman would have cursed on Homeland, is cool, but I knew that wasn't gonna happen. So yeah.
And fun is fun, yeah.
Yeah, fun is fun. So yeah, what you got next?
I will do Thundar the Barbarian.
Okay, I have
Number
some
one.
thoughts on this.
Okay, number one. Did you read this?
I did not.
Oh.
I have thoughts anyway.
This will be my book of the week.
Really, Thundar the Barbarian?
Yes, I've actually been waiting for this. Okay, so here I come. About to get on camera. You know,
Okay.
I'm wearing the shirt.
Bam! Good. Get in there. Get in there. Okay.
I'm a Thunder. I love this show. It was a cartoon from when I was a kid. One of my favorite cartoons of all time. I even have the DVD set.
You got the DVD set of Thundar the
Yep.
Barbarian. You're the biggest Thundar the Barbarian fan on the planet
That you know.
that I know of. Maybe there's some secret society that I'm not plugged in like that. You know, but
No, I loved this cartoon as a kid. It came on in the early 80s. Saturday mornings, loved it. And yeah, just always been a fan. And I was actually waiting when I heard about this. I got so stoked. Oh shit, they're making a Thundar the Barbarian comic. Dynamite they've been doing a lot. They got like the rights to all the Hanna-Barbera shit. They've been doing the Herculoids and Space Ghost, all
yeah,
that.
they had this whole time. We could have had Thundar versus Batman or some shit, you know.
Yeah, no shit. Or Conan, or no, well, Conan's think Titan's got Conan now.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, they had Red Sonja. Red Sonja's Dynamite.
Yeah, Red Sonja. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did get doing Thundercats and all that shit. But anyways, Thundar the Barbarian is basically a barbarian in the future. He fights, wizards and monsters and mutants and robots and shit. It's kind of like He-Man before He-Man. It came out a few years before He-Man, but I think it's a little bit more darker and brutal than He-Man. So basically, the concept of Thundar the Barbarian, the Earth gets destroyed by like a comet, destroys the Earth. And then like 2,000 years later, the Earth kind of reforms as this like post-apocalyptic fantasy realm where there's magic and wizards and mutant monsters and aliens and robots and old technology and shit, sort of reforming to be whatever crude Mad Max sort of hellscape, And Thundar the Barbarian, he's a slave of some tribe, who teams up with Princess Ariel. She's like a sorceress. She knows magic. And Ukla the Mock. So Ukla is like he's like a lion, wolf, monster thing, like a Wookiee type of sidekick, And yeah, they just travel around, getting into adventures and righting wrongs, And it ran for a couple seasons when I was a kid, like in the early 80s, 80, 81 or something like that, and then kind of faded away. And then it popped up on, Cartoon Network, years later and shit,
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, all that Boomerang and all that, kind of started replaying them and shit. But yeah, it's kind of been this obscure, forgotten thing, that only a select older nerds such as I remember, So I was actually really excited when they announced this book, and it was written by Jason Aaron.
Oh, so they got a big time guy on this. Okay.
Yeah. So Jason Aaron, and basically he's written Conan, he's written Thor. He knows his sword and sorcery type of shit. And that's pretty much what this is. So this starts off, like I said, it's a post-apocalyptic, wasteland, cities in ruined and shit, devastated, landscapes, and a bunch of mutant monsters are auctioning off human slaves. Slaves are humans are enslaved, and these mouse mutants.
Art, man.
Yeah, the art is dope. Yeah.
Okay.
These mouse, they're like these human mouse hybrids, rat human things, mutants, riding motorcycles. They basically buy all the humans and put them to work looking for this gear. They're looking for this object, this ancient relic, As it turns out, Thundar has purposely infiltrated the human herd and purposely got himself captured, and he ends up freeing the humans. So he's like, I am Thundar, and he starts beating the shit out of everybody. Ariel and Ukla show up on their horses. Ariel throws Thundar his sun sword. So Thundar has the sun sword. It's like a lightsaber. It's just a hilt, but then it lights up like a flame, like a fire lightsaber laser thing. And that's his main weapon. And, so Thundar uses his sun sword, starts whooping ass, beats the shit out of everybody, pretty much frees, freeze the group of slaves that are there and escape. But then it turns out that the rats, the underlings or the groundlings, that's what they're called. This mutant race of rats, they do find this ancient relic. And it turns out the ancient relic is like a clock gear, like a gear, like a cog to a giant clock. And he gives it to the Council of Wizards. And they're developing some sort of time machine. Says, yes, our time, machine thing is complete. The moon dial, that's what they're calling it. And this will give us the power to control time and control the future and rule the world and blah, blah, blah. So to be continued, And the leader is Gemini. Gemini is like one of the reoccurring evil wizards that pop up on the show. And then we also got a flashback of when Thundar was a slave fighting in like a gladiator arena, which we've never seen before. So it's always been hinted that Thundar was had been enslaved, early in his life, but they never the show. I mean, it was a kid's cartoon. They never really showed that, but Jason Aaron is going there. We get a hint of that here. So we're getting a bit of Thundar's origin story. So that's kind of where it ends. I loved it. I had a good time with it. Like I said, I'm a fan of the show. I thought this comic was really cool. It's broadening. It's blowing the universe open. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it was He-Man before He-Man got big. And I guess Jack Kirby designed some of the characters, and you can totally see it. Like Gemini.
Well, look at the cover. You see where it's at Irby Street?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's an homage to Jack Kirby. So, yeah.
Yes. If you watch the credits, Jack Kirby's name is in the credits.
Yeah. Because around the time he had to deal with Hanna-Barbera. So it wasn't just Thundar.
Yeah.
The Herculoids.
Yeah.
I think he did them too.
And of course, the Fantastic Four Hanna-Barbera cartoon, But you can totally see it. Like Gemini, the wizard, totally looks like Darkseid.
I mean, this entire story, the way you describing it, sounds like some Kirby shit.
Yeah. It's very Kirby inspired, and some of the villains look like AIM, like Marvel's AIM, or like the Hellfire henchmen and shit. Like some of their masks and stuff. Those designs, you can definitely see the Kirby influence.
Well, first off, okay, so Thundar looks like Icarus from the Eternals, not from the MCU.
Okay,
the comic.
He does have that blocky, heroic Kirby face.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm almost positive that He-Man borrowed from Thundar, which Thundar borrowed from Icarus.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And so I'm really excited about this series. And I said, I showed you, I have the shirt, I have the DVD set. I always wanted the toys, I guess. So this here's a bit of history. Mego, the toy company, they got huge in the 70s making action figures. They were the first ones that made Marvel action figures, like posable action figures, and they had licenses to all these different properties, Star Trek, Planet of the Apes, and they were highly successful in the 70s. And then Star Wars came out. They didn't get the license to that. And they went from the 8-inch figures. Star Wars was like 3.5 inches. So everyone started doing the smaller figures. Mego ended up going out of business, among other things. There's a whole history. I mean, you could probably make a movie about the Mego, how the fall of Mego as a company. But right before they went out of business, they had the license to Thundar the Barbarian. And they went into pre-production on designing toys for Thundar the Barbarian show. But because they were going out of business, their budget was a lot lower. So they had to choose they had two properties they had to choose from to go into production. You know, it was either going to be the Thunder the Barbarian toys or another property. They had to choose one because they didn't have it in the budget to do both. So they did not choose Thundar the Barbarian. Do you know what they did choose? The Love Boat.
What?
The Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
Yes, they decided to make Love Boat toys.
Love Boat toy? I thought you meant Love Boat TV. Why? What?
Yes.
What was the name of the bartender on Love Boat? So he had it?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but you know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, Scooter. Not Scooter. What's his name?
Not
I
Scooter.
forget his name. Isaac or something?
Isaac. So Isaac had a toy.
Yeah, you could get an Isaac figure.
Okay.
So instead of making Thundar the Barbarian toys, Mego decided to make Love Boat toys.
Wow.
Yeah, so that hurts
Okay.
my heart.
Okay.
But yeah, this gets a 4 out of 5, or 4.5 out of. The art is cool. 4.5 out of 5. Jason Aaron, you know, doing Jason Aaron shit. You know, bringing his, you know, brutal barbarian brutality to Thundar the Barbarian. Yeah, 4.5 out of 5. I dug this. Can't wait to read more. You know, and the fucking the variants, like the book is full. Like the variant covers are dope. You know, all the variants that they put out, sweet shit. So yeah. Yep.
Nice. All right. So next book I'm going to do is a relaunch of a story. Oh, also since it is, I almost thought we forgot it was Black History Month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta represent. Got to do my black book. Well, one of my black books, not the only one, but bam, Storm.
Oh, okay.
So this continuation of the last one. So I didn't realize this. They I ain't gonna say they canceled it, but the other series ended. This is the same team of the other book. They just relaunched it, but it's continuing the story of the last issue.
Well, that's nice of them.
You know, because it's a number one, so they think they can get more eyes on it and numbers like that and stuff like that. So you know how it goes. Let me put the background on there. So yeah, so Storm number 1, even though it's technically Storm number 13 because it's finishing off exactly where the last issue ran with the same team. So you can't read this as a number 1 because you got to know what the fuck happened in the other story. So what? Marvel's gonna Marvel. So that's why anime whooping y'all ass. So anyway, all right. So the book starts off with, so Storm is, and it's kind of recapping. They say, okay, so Storm went through some crazy shit in that last issue. Apparently, she fought the first Thunder God who almost killed the One Above All, and she killed the first Thunder God. And also, she ran a gauntlet through the other Thunder Gods that tried to kill her, like Shango and Susano. I think I'm screwing the name of. Other people I can't think of, but they all like Thunder Gods and try to kill her. And she fought them off. They basically recapping everything happened in the last book. So basically, yeah. So, all right. So we are. This is Susano. If you watch Naruto, you know who he is. But yeah. And he's taking control of Rage the Rogue Planet, who's a cousin of Ego the Living Planet.
Oh yeah.
And he's headed directly on a collision course to Earth. So yeah. Storm is there, and she's meeting Susano. And so, like I said, Susano tried to kill her in the last run we talked about, but didn't kill her. And now he is on a mission. So basically, he's taking control of Rage the Rogue Planet. Yeah, Rage the Rogue Planet, take control of it. He's headed to He's like, look, since I didn't kill you in the Thunder War and you won, like, who is his name? I can't remember the name person. It's a person that's over him, and it's in the Pathlon also, basically saying that I have to commit, what you call it, Harakiri? Harakiri. Okay, I messed it up. Basically, he got to commit Harakiri, ritual suicide, basically, because he failed in his mission, but he doesn't want to take himself out. He's saying since Storm is a worthy opponent, Storm has to take him out. But she knows since Storm has this rule about taking a life, he's going to force her to do it. That's why he's going to ram this planet into Earth unless she kills him. And she was like, look, we're not going to go. I'm a Terusa. I'm a Terusa. If you watch Naruto, you know what that is. But let's keep moving. All right. So, but Storm is just like, you know what? Before we get into all that, let's just drink tea. Let's just have a good time. So, yeah. So they just drink tea. Meanwhile, it cuts to some other shit. And Yeah, okay.
Cuts to some other shit.
Because of some other shit. So they're watching a TV show, but it's not a TV show. This is very, very important. I think a lot of people just breezed over right here. So this thing, they're watching a TV show basically saying how the universe they're in right now is technically only 10 years old. It keeps rebooting itself every 10 years because the last universe gets destroyed over the last universe. This sound like some random ass shit? It's not. Al Ewing made all this bullshit up in like either Beyonders or Defenders or Ultimates or Immortal Hulk, some shit. He made this shit up basically saying that the universe is always 10 years old no matter what it is. That's why Captain America woke up in 9/11 now instead of, what he did back in the 60s. So, yeah. You got these two making out Little Rock and basically saying there, and they about to get it on, but they hear some noise and everything's frizzing out. And they get in an argument for some reason. We take his phone and takes a shit. So, yeah. And while he's doing that, he's getting a phone call and his phone goes out and he hears something and the phone, he blows to the phone and the phone blows back into his mouth and it keeps going until bam, blows his head up.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's dead. Yeah. And his girlfriend's dead too. I don't know what happened to her. I guess the TV killed her too. And meanwhile, on the same TV that was kind of like it felt like the TV's breaking the fourth wall because the TV is also saying, and now up for our next guest, the new Sorcerer Supreme that is taking over after Dr. Doom. And who is it? The Mistress of Chaos Magic, the Sorcerer Supreme, the Thorn of the Elder God. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring to the stage Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she is the new Sorcerer Supreme.
She's the new Sorcerer Supreme, right? So she's
I actually read that comic, the first number one. She actually, she wasn't supposed to be, but she tricked them into doing it.
She took to do it. So yeah, so now she's the new Sorcerer Supreme, and she's investigating this dude getting his head blown off because she realizes it's some whatever it is, it's some magic shit. So yeah. Meanwhile, Storm is feeling bad about what she did to Susano, and she's riding a magic dragon, but this dragon is also a Thunder Guard in his own right. So I think his name is Sugar. I may be saying it wrong, but whatever. Yeah.
Cigar.
Yeah, cigar or something like that. So anyway, Storm poisoned the tea. Beta Ray Bill gave for the tea, and she said the tea can take out Asgardians and Olympians, so it'll take him out too. So he's stunned, but it doesn't kill him. It makes him weak enough for the Avengers to jump him. And what a Storm is going to do is put him, not kill him, but like trap him in a portal, some shit like that, in another dimension. And that'll be done with him. So technically it won't kill him, but he won't be able to browse somebody. So we go to France, and these spider demons are attacking France right now. You got this woman saying like that, kids, I need you to go hide because they got monsters attacking. Don't worry, I'm going to go take care of them because I am the strongest superhero in the city. And plus, I call Storm. She's on the way, and I want to have a team up with Storm. So she thinking she finna be her hero because Storm is her hero. So, yeah, so Storm and then Magic Dragon jump out, and they just start fucking up shit. And Storm jumps out and starts stabbing shit, but she don't want to electrocute anything like that because there's too many regular people in town. So she just takes a sword and just start chopping them up and shit like that. While the dragon's eating people and shit like that. And yeah, so like I said, she's a superhero. Yeah, so she's not even, she does hurricane their ass eventually. So yeah, after everybody's safe. So yeah, and basically they got monsters attacking them. And yeah, so let's keep going on. Because she is the death siren. So yeah. So, and that's when Storm can sense that these monsters are coming from a certain place. I guess this place got a lot of lava and magma pulses there. So what she's doing, she's sensing where they're coming from. So she's kind of like meditating and shit while the demons are coming after her. Bam, the dragon is eating anybody that attacks Storm while she's like sensing where they are. And then she's like, got them. I know where they are. And then she flies to them. And that's when, bam, she superhero leaning, and then she gets to this chick. This chick is Ryuken Akujin, who I think is also from Naruto. But yeah, so this is a General Sasuno. She knows Storm has him hostage, and she like, you're gonna free him. If you don't free him, I'm gonna attack a city every week, every 5 days until you free him. And matter of fact, since you call yourself a Thunder God, you might want to get used to illusion magic. And then she disappears with her demons, and that's when Storm realized everybody in the city is already dead. She thought she was saving them. She's too late. So yeah, and that's when she goes back and she's like having all kinds of traumas because she realized that she couldn't save him. Not only she couldn't save him, she's the one who put him in danger in the first place. And Sasuna was still there. She's got it strapped. She can talk to him anytime she want to, but she won't free him and that's that chick that thought she was gonna team up with Storm. She got killed. Meanwhile, Storm is talking to her kids, and she's telling her like you said you were gonna save her, Storm. She was gonna save you. So she getting all kind of guilt trip and shit. So and yeah. So basically, everything that's happening right now is the results of what Storm did in the last issue. So yeah. And that's when Storm is going to sleep, and that's when she gets another visitor from Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch, like, Storm, what the hell did you do? To be continued. So, yeah. So that's the first issue of a story.
So this is like this isn't a retro. This is like a more newer book.
Yeah, this is new. This is a new issue.
It came out this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when I meant my black book, this is just Black Book of Storms in it, but it's not my retro book.
Okay.
Yeah. This is brand new. This came out this week. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So what you got next?
What's your rating?
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because I'm pissed off they rebooted it. I don't like that shit, man. I know it's a sales tactic. Just keep the fucking story going. So I don't know. That's just me. But yeah.
All right.
First world problems.
Yeah, I'll do Archie and the Army of Darkness crossover. Is this Archie X the Army of Darkness? So again, it's the X in the middle. Archie times
Ving him.
Yeah, Archie X the Army of Darkness. Archie Army of Darkness crossover. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that number 1. Archie versus the Army of Darkness. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So this starts out, there's a party at a cabin in the woods. It turns out Reggie Mantle has his great-grandparents or somebody left them this house, this like cabin in the woods as an inheritance, I guess. And so he decides to throw a party, and Archie and the gang, all the Riverdale gang, show up and they're partying in the house. And then they find a secret passageway. They hit a button and the bookcase moves like the Batcave. Oh, it's a cellar. It's a fruit cellar. Let's go check it out. So they go down to check it out. They find a bunch of old books and shit. And what do they find in amongst the books? The Book of the Dead.
The Necronomicon?
Mm-hmm. Ex Mortis. Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Blah, blah, blah. Say that 3 times fast. So, of course, they open a book. They open the book and start reciting the reciting the passages. And as you well know, people who are up on their Evil Dead lore, that's how you summon the Deadites, by reciting the passages of the Book of the Dead. Mm-hmm. So people start getting possessed and turning into Deadites, start murdering each other. The main Archie gang, which is, Archie, Veronica, Betty, Jughead, and then Reggie, they hold up in one of the rooms and, we got to fight these guys off. And they're like, what are we going to do? And, then we flash back. We go to a flashback. We cut to a month ago where Reggie is telling them, hey, I just inherited this cabin. I'm going to throw a party there. You guys should come. They're like, okay. But then, of course, Archie's going out with Betty and Veronica, and they're like, hey, I want these puppy dog things. What are they called? Stormy dogs. They're like some popular dog toy, I guess, like a what's that called? Those what are those one pets, like a Tickle Me Elmo or like a Cabbage Patch? What was those things? Those bird things in the 90s?
You got me on that.
I can't remember. Yeah. Anyways, it's a rare. It's a toy that everybody wants, and they're expensive, and they're hard to find because everybody's after them. And both Betty and Veronica want one, and they're like, hey, Archie, you gonna get me one? I want one too, blah, 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 blah. So then we cut to, they're at Pop's, the malt shop, and he's talking to Jughead. He's like, damn, I need to get Betty and Veronica these fucking, these dogs, but I don't know how I'm gonna get them and shit. Because, hey, well, a friend of mine works at this store, and they're hiring, and they could probably hook you up. So, okay, I'll go apply. So Archie decides to go apply at this store. And what store is it? The S-Mart. So yes, for those up on their Evil Dead lore, S-Mart is where Ash works.
Oh, okay.
So Archie goes, applies for the job. He gets hired. Okay, cool. On your first day of work, you'll get trained by our one guy here, one of our top guys, and it's Ash. Hey, Archie, let me train you and give you a tour of the place. So he gives him a tour and all that, you know, and he's like, hey, do you guys sell those like dog toys or whatever, those sport dogs or whatever, Stormy dogs, whatever? He says, oh yeah, we got them. Here, I'll hook you up. Here. He gives them both, you know, gives them a couple of dogs. And then that's when he notices Ash has his metal hand. He's like, hey, where'd you get that metal hand? And then Ash, well, that's a funny story. Let me tell you about that. And then we go into the Ash Evil Dead story, the Evil Dead lore, where Ash went to the cabin in the woods, found the Book of the Dead, recited the passages, Deadites, you know, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, all that stuff. You know, we get a sort of a whole catch up on Ash's, you know, at the further adventures of Ash and how he's sort of once and for a while. Hopefully those days are behind me. I think I slaughtered all the demons and I'm done with my demon slaying days are over. So anyways, let you go get trained let's continue on with your training. And then he passes a mirror and then Ash's reflection turns around and it's a Deadite. He says, your demon days have just begun. And then that's where it says to be continued. So, yeah, this was just dumb, stupid fun. As a fan of Evil Dead, I had a lot of fun with this. And yeah, just seeing the cheesy Archie shit was just dumb, stupid fun, you know. So yeah, like I like Archie and the gang as long as fucked up shit happens to them.
Like horror shit. So yeah.
Yeah, the Archie horror line. Yes, for those who've been listening to this show, I am a fan of the Archie horror books. You know, Afterlife with Archie, you know, Vampironica, Jughead the Hunger, you know, all that stuff. Was it Betty the Final Girl, all that shit, you know, where they do these horror crossovers in the Archie universe. So yeah, this is a lot of fun, 4 out of 5, and I just may stick with this, you know.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. So last book I'm going to do, this is my Black History superhero book. Okay. And the superhero I'm doing is Wonder Man.
Oh, okay.
It'll all make sense when I do it. Okay. All right. So I'm doing Wonder Man. But don't worry. There was a black dude on the cover. So technically it counts.
Okay.
Now, the reason I'm doing this book, because I got to go in a little bit detail about Wonder Man. Okay. So I talked about Wonder Man last season. I went into all kind of detail about his backstory and stuff like that. I'm not going to recap it. What I will do is put a link over here, one of these, to our other podcasts where we did that. So I ain't gonna do that. But I left out a very specific detail. Wonder Man is a zombie.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember I told you that he died and came back to life? Well, that's how he came back to life. But here's the thing. Since the Comics Code Authority was in the 70s, had like some stiff rules on it, they couldn't call him a zombie. He was a Zavimbi.
Okay.
I don't know if that sounds familiar to or not like that,
It
but
does
yeah.
not.
Okay, so that's how they got around the Comics Code Authority. So he's not a zombie, he's a Zavimbi. Just letting you know that. So we're gonna go forward with that. So hey, get around that. But we know what it is. So yeah. All right. So oh shoot, I messed up. All right, so let's get to it. We're gonna talk about that and why that, and we're gonna talk about who the black dude is on the cover also. So he's very much tied into this. So the book starts off. Okay, so like I said, this is a Wonder Man book. Now remember, I said Wonder Man died. So this is actually the first issue where he came back, but he just woke up and he's like lumbering and shit like that. And he's pointing at Venom, stole my mind. Because like I said, Vision's memory is the same as Wonder Man. So Wonder Man just pointing at him like you stole my mind. So he's about to attack Vision, and then he just passes out. So yeah. And they're like, I don't know what the fuck happened here. So, you know, they got the people here because they just announced their new roster and stuff like that. So that's why they got this big press conference out here. And now they see Wonder Man's popping up like, hey, when he dead? Why is he back? You know, and they basically just take him into the house and, you know, while everybody's standing there. So they visit him, stuff like that. They were like, yeah, Wonder Man's, he's alive again. We don't know how. We don't know how he came back, but he's back. So yeah. Oh, Beast, I'm saying. Beast just joined the Avengers. So yeah, I think he just joined the Avengers like 2 issues ago. So yeah. And meanwhile, the voice investigation was going on. And this is Jarvis. Jarvis is a dude.
Yeah,
So,
he's a
yeah.
butler. Yeah.
He's a butler. Yeah. The reason he's not a butler in the MCU because they thought he was too close to Alfred, so they decided to change it, turn to an AI and shit like that. But yeah, anyway, he gets pissed off, kick this reporter off the premises, and shuts the door on him and stuff like that. So they're visiting, seeing what's going on. They were like he's alive, but there's nobody there. They like the engine's running, but there's nobody driving. So yeah, so we don't know what the fuck's going on. And that's when he kind of wakes up and still don't know what the fuck's going on. And like it's like some kind of damn monster movie. I don't know what the hell going on with this one. He just says some weird shit, shadow, silver shadow, reaching hand. And like that didn't make any damn sense. And that's when Wanda just like, I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go investigate. So Wanda just goes outside and she like, I'm gonna find some answers. She goes in and she sees the press conference outside and the paparazzi and stuff like that waiting outside. And she just does some hex magic and just hurricanes everybody the fuck up out of there. It's like it always him. So because Wonder Man was in a crate when he was delivered to them, so she decides to examine the crate. Now she could give it to Tony and have him run it through his machine, shit like that, and find out where it came from. She's like, nah, I ain't doing all this shit. She been trained with Agatha, so she decided to use her magic powers from there. So she does some magic whammy jammy and blah, blah, blah. And she gets this vision of this fire and this ritual and people dancing around and stuff like that. And also a swamp. She like, New Orleans. He's in New Orleans. That's how I know it's a black book. They're going to New Orleans. So yeah. So she's just like, okay, Wanda, what you find out? Like, I know where he is, and I know where he came from, and I know what he is. He's one of the Walking Dead, a Zavimbi. So did Robert Kirkman steal it from them? Maybe. I don't know. So they decide to get on the Quinjet and head to New Orleans. So yeah, so this first time they got Wonder Man light up right there, and they're sitting there talking what's going on. They just like, okay, this wish it. Cause like I said, the Comics Code Authority, like I said, we're in the 70s now in this book, but in the 60s, they would not allow any supernatural, any monsters weren't allowed there. But they started being relaxed a little bit more. So now you start seeing like Morbius, Tomb of Dracula, Blade, Ghost Rider, shit like that. So that's when Beast is like, what, you think he really is a Zavimbi? Whatever the fuck they is? Like, you tell me. And that's when Captain America just like, man, I fought a vampire back in World War II. We talked about it in Blood Hunt, but like that. And then Iron Man talk about it. I just teamed up with Werewolf by Night the other day. There's some weird shit going on. Matter of fact, Beast, you want to talk? You look in the mirror. And Beast is like, man, fuck you, man. He doesn't say it because he want to get fired, but he says it in his head. But yeah. So they finally land in New Orleans. But Wanda's saying there's some kind of mystic thing over here, so can't pinpoint it. But we need to go into a French Quarter and just ask around, see what's going on. So they go in the French Quarter. Eli, have you ever been to New Orleans before?
I have not, no.
It's like a whole fucking different planet from there, but we'll talk about that later. So they decided to go down the French Quarter. They look, and she was like, okay, that guy, I saw him in my dream. He's there, the guy in the hat right there. So Captain America's like, Avengers assemble, let's go get them. So they ran them, and all you see is a whole bunch of dudes in New Orleans seeing the Avengers running at them, and it's a whole bunch of pimps, drug dealers, robbers, thieves. They all think they were them. Notice they all black, but we're not going to get into that. Yeah. So everybody takes off running because they don't know who the Avengers are coming after. Meanwhile, the guy they're really after just like, well, I'm gonna sneak out the back and cause a diversion. So he sneaks out. But that's when Wasp and Yellow Jacket, at the time it's Yellow Jacket, but it's Hank Pym, they decided to fly around him, buzz around him, tie his shoes up, trip some stuff like that. And he's just like, you'll never get any answer out of me. I'll never talk. And that's when Wanda's like, okay, everybody back the fuck up. I got him. And then she does something that whispers something to him. And all you hear him say is, Lamort Bayou, Lamort Bayou. They're like, okay, we're going to go there. So there's a swamp in New Orleans. They're just going through the swamp. And yeah, but they don't know where to go because it's like a big ass swamp they don't know. And eventually, Wonder Man just wakes up and starts walking. He's like, coming, my master, I'm walking towards you. They're like, well, let's just follow him. So they follow him to where, and they see the same ritual that Wanda saw in her vision, and they walk to him, and who do they see? This guy in a chicken mask. Okay. Also with an upside down cross. Oh, so shit. Obviously, he's the bad guy. That's what Tony's like, well, obviously it is, so yeah. And you see a whole bunch of naked people dancing and shit like that, and you see Zavimbis rising up from the ground. So don't want to get copyrighted. So yeah, don't want to get canceled. So they walk towards it, and the dude in chicken costume just like, what the fuck you doing here? Your mission was supposed to be in New York because our leader, our master, told you to have a mission. You want to know who the master is? We know. I read earlier from this one, his master is the living laser. The living laser is really behind all this bullshit, but that's nothing to do with here. He like, so says the Black Talon. Now, who's the Black Talon? The Black Talon is a brother voodoo villain.
Mhm.
I didn't know Brother Voodoo had a rogues gallery, but yeah, there you go. So that's the Black Talon. He's there right now. Then Avengers like, okay, well, we got a guy. Let's beat the shit out of him. Avengers assemble, attack, or whatever the fuck like that. So they all jump in there, and you got the Avengers versus a bunch of cult leaders and zombies. Zombies. Sorry about that. And just kind of beat the shit out of them. They're like, this is nothing. These guys are nobody, whatever like that. And Vision just stand there. He's just like, why should I move when y'all can fight my battle for me? He didn't even stand. He just lets them just turns to a ghost in, and then Wanda's just hexing everybody and shit like that. They're hitting Black Talon shit like that because he's just a regular dude. He's not even. He's just in a chicken costume. He's just a regular dude. So he runs off, and he realized he can tap into the voodoo spirit. So he calls Damballa, the serpent god. So even though he's a regular dude, he can tap into the powers of Damballa, and then he can hit the Avengers like that. The Avengers, the Zambimbis, the cult people, everybody get knocked out at the same time. Everybody go. So yeah, and he was like, well, that was easy, except Wanda. Wanda's the only person that's not knocked down. She's like, nah, you got to do harder than that to get me. She's like, oh, I will. I was actually taking it easy on them. I can really fight you because you magic on magic. Let's go. So he hits her again. But you're like, I noticed you're tied into another demon. My powers come from me. So yes, you hit him. You're like, it don't even fucking matter. Hits him again. And as one's like, okay, he's attached to a dark god, but hold on, a dark god. Why don't I take this fire that's in this ritual and just throw it into the darkness? And apparently it takes out Damballa just that easy. So now he's exorcised from Damballa, and now he has no power. He's just a dude. And Wanda versus him, pretty easy. So yeah, he gets tied up and shit like that. And Wanda leaves the team because she realized it was too hard for her to fight that guy. She needs to do more training. So she leaves the Avengers. So yeah, that's the book. So like I said, Chicken Dude, Black Book. So yeah, that's all I got.
Cool.
So anything else you got or?
I feel like I should talk about Absolute Superman number 16.
Wasn't he fighting Hawkman?
He did. He meets Hawkman.
Okay.
Yeah, Absolute Superman number 16. It's basically, it shows the origin of the Absolute Hawkman, or what's his name, Carter Hall?
Carter Hall? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he gets some archaeological dig in Egypt or whatever. He uncovers the magic mace, and of course,
didn't realize he used to be in a former life Prince Khufu and all this shit.
Something like that. But the Nazis were after. It's like Indiana Jones. The Nazis were also after it. But he finds the mace, becomes Hawkman, and spends the next few decades, or decades, fighting Nazis and being a superhero in private and shit. So he ends up meeting Superman, and he's like, "Hey, Superman, you're not going to last very long, with all this attention you're getting, and you can't just take out a company like Lazarus without it having, that company's like one of those too big to fail corporations."
Yeah, because Hawkman works for them in this universe.
Yeah, it's like you can't just take him out without affecting the rest of the world, And Superman's like, well, there's a bunch of fascist fucking assholes, like they shouldn't exist. He said, yeah, but you can't just, you don't just do things like that and without, there's a way to do things. And the reason why I've lasted this long is because I've kept a low profile. Others like Oliver Queen, and he names off a bunch of
who he killed.
Yeah, a bunch of others. Other heroes don't last that long. When they seek out attention the way you do.
Because they send Hawkman after them. That's why.
Yeah, he's like, you need to learn how to there's a way to fight injustices without causing too much damage. Which really reminds me about what's going on right now, where we have this fascist regime. And some politicians are like, well, we need to regulate them.
Right.
We can't get rid of them. We got to regulate them.
Right.
So I thought that was very, very fitting for our current times. And of course, Superman's like, fuck off, basically. And he keeps taking off on Hawkman. And like Hawkman can barely keep up and shit and all that. But I believe they fight at one point. They fight, right?
Okay.
They throw down at some point. And he's like, you're fast, but you don't know how to actually fight. You don't know how to throw a punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Hawkman like way older than him in this shit.
Yeah. And where is it? Then we cut to like Lois Lane, like gets a job at the Daily Planet, which is now run out of like a little shitty little building. Perry White is like, yeah, I'll you know.
So she quit the military?
Yeah, and she's gonna get a job. Her and Jimmy are gonna get a job. So yeah, so Hawkman and fucking Superman throw down, you know, and he fucking this panel right here. Here.
So you got a panel?
Yeah, this I'll put it up if you can see. Oh shit, let me get on camera.
Yeah, I think we can't see you, but I'm glad you can see it.
That was the mic. Here's the camera. Okay. Can you see that?
Yeah. Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah. So that's Hawkman doing that to Superman?
No, that was Superman doing that to Hawkman.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But then for some reason, a monster shows up. Yeah, there's a monster that shows up. Some of the Peacemakers were fucking around, and they released some kind of parasite that grows in, kind of like in the movie. Like a little thing that grows into this big kaiju thing, you know? So that kind of distraction. Meanwhile, in Missouri, we have some bald dude that kind of looks like Lex Luthor talking to this absolute version of Lex Luthor. And he's like a cool family man and shit. He's at his birthday party and he's like, hey, I want you to come work for me, you know? And, you know, you're a real smart guy and we can use something like you. He's like, yeah, you know what? I'm good. You know, I'm a family guy. I'm happy to just be with my family. I don't feel like traveling and, you know, spending time away from where I'm from and my kids and shit. So I'm going to politely decline. So he kind of goes off and then it's revealed that dude, that the Lex Luthor, you know, the bald dude, turns out that's Brainiac.
Oh, okay.
And he says, I have seen every version of you in other universes and you are not living up to the potential that you have. And here, I'm going to get on camera again and show you what. So Brainiac, you know, basically crashes the party like this.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And that's Lex Luthor in the beard.
Right.
It's the absolute version of Lex Luthor. So that's where it stops. That's where it ends. You know. So yeah, this was really cool too. 4 out of 5. I felt like I should just mention that. I know there's a lot of books this week. The new Batman was really good too.
Yeah, that dropped too. So
yeah, that continues to be cool. But I feel like I should at least mention the Absolute Superman book because that was cool. Hawkman and they throw down and shit.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I'm booked. I'll get a 4 out of 5 for Absolute Superman, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, so if you listen this long, like, share, subscribe. Shout out to everybody hitting up our Facebook page. I got to show this for a second. Right now, we have done 1.2 million views on our Facebook page in the last 30 days. Yeah.
In the last 30 days?
In the last 30 days, yes.
1 million views. No shit.
Yes, it's Eli. It's jumping over there. We still getting comments on it right now. So yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Okay, so reason what's going on, I'm gonna tell you what I've been doing. You know that thing where I do like the 28 days of Black superheroes, stuff like that, but I don't list like the heroes, I list like the feats and stuff like that. That's what I'm doing. So I posted, they've just been jumping off stuff like that. The other day I posted that story about how Black Panther, you know, recruited all the Black superheroes to fight Killmonger and shit like that. We reviewed it. You'd be surprised, Eli, how many people don't know about the story.
Oh, okay.
You know, so and of course you got the race where he recruiting all the Black superheroes. Well, he gonna recruit a bunch of redhead women next alien invasion. Like, come on, man.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Anything
I would buy that.
Anything to piss you off.
Yes.
All for you, asshole.
Right. So yeah, but that's going on right now. So yeah, and like I said, we're gonna keep it going. So like I said, we're at 1.2 million right now. I want to see where we finish off at the end. We're probably gonna end it.
We'll see how it goes. There you go, man. Fucking yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, keep the ball rolling. So yeah. Like I said, we'll come back next week. Don't worry, it will be an English podcast next week. Unless Eli throws it for a loop and speak Guten Tag or some shit. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.